Hey everybody, welcome to another episode of the Clear Shots podcast. Today we have my cousin Christian on. It's been a long time coming because we've tried to get him on a bunch of times, and I'm sure you've heard of us talk about it, but he finally came on. We had like a family gathering. It was my mother's birthday, and we had a little interruption in here, so you'll see the video skip at one point, but other than that, it was a pretty fun podcast. We got into a little bit of politics and such, and we had my brother who's been on here before, and we had my other cousin sitting in and watching, so you got some people yelling in the background, but other than that, it was a fun podcast, and hope you enjoy it. That's one way to come
live.
in. I don't think we've ever come in like that with the like the louder, progressively louder.
Do you guys remember G4?
Yes. Why are you clapping?
Are we done? I thought that's
sound check.
We're not starting.
We already started.
We're in.
We're going hard right now.
Going deep.
We're going hard in the paint.
I'm hammered.
Cocksucker, going deep.
Going deep today. You say it.
So we just watched videos of people getting their throats cut with
In
with
hockey.
ice skates.
It was pretty baller.
It's actually brutal as fuck. It scares the shit out of me. But yeah, I just can't deal with. It's all about safety now in the NFL. I'm glad that they brought back celebrations though. Realistically.
Yeah.
I thought it was hilarious that they bring back celebrations and then the NFL has their own commercial with celebrations as if they were on board with it the whole time.
Dude, they should have done.
It was such a cocksucking move to get rid of them in the first place.
They should have done best celebrations of the year, like for NFL Network or something.
I could have sworn they did.
I didn't see it. I mean, I usually watch quite a bit of it. Like that's what I put on in the background like all the time. I feel like I would have seen it. It's probably on YouTube. What are you doing?
Cashing one in.
We have our audience today. I can't announce one of the names because it's
We have Benny.
Lenny.
Benny.
Benny. And Sean, who has been a guest on the podcast a few times. We're just
There he is.
hanging down.
We're just hanging down. We already tried to do this podcast and it was a massive failure due to multiple interruptions.
Lost episode number 2.
Yeah. And that one's really lost because I
What was
deleted
last episode number 1?
Me, Seth, and Sean were absolutely fucking annihilated, and we were like, "Let's do."
We were
a
playing
podcast.
Mortal Kombat and shit. Like
the
wasn't even.
The last 20 minutes of the podcast is just button mashing.
We completely forgot about the podcast.
I mean, at least 20 minutes. I'm talking like we were just. There was barely any talking at all.
Did you
Like
upload
it was
that one?
no.
We had
We
it.
did.
We had it for like a half hour, and I was like, "Dude, you got to take this down.
Yeah.
It's so fucking bad."
It was unlistenable.
Yeah. Well, because at one point Seth goes, "Yeah, so I just bought Mortal Kombat XL," and I'm like, "You did?" He's like, "Yeah." I go, "Play me right fucking now," and we did. And that's all we did, and then we just ended it.
Yeah, I pretty much
weird,
cut it off
honestly.
after that. You keep playing with the mic over there. It's annoying.
Yeah, what the fuck?
I'm the one that's playing with the mic?
Yeah, you're like, oh no.
Is it making noise when I do that?
Oh yeah, it makes noise.
Oh, does it?
Yeah, it makes noise.
Well, see, I don't have headphones like the
I
rest
don't
of us.
have headphones.
Well, you took them out though. You had them. You just took them out.
Well, there was only noise coming out of the one side, and I felt like it was like kind of tugging my ear.
I feel like having one in would be so annoying because
It
you'd hear
was.
like the delay. There
I
is
didn't
like a
hear any
little bit
delay.
of a delay, like between when you say something and you hear it through the headphones.
Yeah.
So I feel like that'd be super weird.
Yeah.
So we launched a website, and I don't think I said anything about it, but I did like do a promo about it.
Mm-hmm. Cut a nice hard promo.
Yeah, clearshotspodcast.com, and we have like all of the episodes are on there, so you can listen to it there. And what's cool is like you can pretty much do that if you don't have iTunes or like Google or Stitcher or whatever.
Yeah.
So you can like listen to it through your browser.
Are we on Spotify or no?
I'm not sure. I think they accepted the podcast, and it still hasn't gone up yet. I'm not sure. I have to look into it. If there's any platforms that people want us to be on, I'm fucking totally fine with submitting it.
Newgrounds.com.
New-
Is SoundCloud still a thing?
Barely.
It is, yeah. We used to use it, but we don't anymore.
It
They
only
don't
lets
give
you
you
do one episode of
Yeah, they don't
at
give
a
you
time.
much storage space unless you pay for it.
Yeah, well, classic.
But we're using this service called Pinecast, and it's $5 a month. And the space is enough. Like for now, like for what we're doing now, which is 45 minutes, 50 minutes, maybe an hour.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We have enough space to do that. And $5 is like nothing. But if you want to donate some money, there is a tip jar on Pinecast.
There is.
So
We
you
take
can give us-
all tips. We take all numbers.
Yeah, you can give us some money if you want, or a whole bunch of money if you want.
Or naked pictures.
I don't think they accept those, but I think it's
I will.
mostly. I think it's.
You're just gonna have to put your personal email in.
Yeah.
I think it's mostly.
I
dollars
almost
and
said
cents.
it. And I'm like, I don't want to do that. So, speaking of personal emails, so, oh man, this was the weirdest fucking thing. So, my Xbox username is Kuwait Grips.
Mhm.
All right. I'm basically giving out my email because my email is Kuwait Grips at whatever.com. Right. So,
There's only like 5, so if somebody really wanted to find it, they could just guess.
Mhm.
It wouldn't
It'll be
take them long at all.
it's totally not Gmail.
Less than an hour.
It's totally not Gmail. But, so I go.
MSN. It's MSN.
Yeah.
I go on this porn site yesterday, and
Which one? Do you care to?
Be more specific.
manyvids.com.
Manyvids.com. Never heard that one.
It's you go on there, and it's like it's all amateur vids. It's like 99 cents, $2, but you keep the video, or you could be a member. But you know, I'm not that.
I don't.
So
I don't know, man. I feel like paying for it.
it's
is
like
a
high
little weird.
quality amateur videos. Anyway, that's beside the point. I go on there.
Isn't the point of amateur videos
Free.
to be not high quality, basically? Like, I've never seen a high quality amateur video. I feel like that's the whole point. Like, it's not amateur if it's high quality.
Well, I mean,
Well,
nah,
it can be high quality.
yeah.
Why couldn't it be?
Because it's just not.
It's not like it was like, you know, it's not like there was a script or anything. It's just they used the camera better than like a fucking iPhone 3GS
I don't know why
camera.
there's a script anyway. Why is there ever a fucking script?
It gets you into the moment.
It doesn't. No, it doesn't.
You're not watching the right
It
porn.
doesn't. I don't care that the UPS delivery driver is getting his knob sucked. I don't care.
I don't watch. I watch incest porn exclusively.
See, I don't care about that either.
Benny speaks.
There's Lenny.
Can somebody get me a beer?
It's,
Is that going to
Jesus
affect the
Christ.
camera angle?
I don't give a
Oh,
fuck.
Jake gets up and grabs beer all the time.
Yeah, it's
Right in the
alright.
middle
Kenny,
of the
why are you...
episodes.
Oh, oops. I mean, Benny. why are you doing it? You don't want to...
Chaz.
Oh, I don't care. Hello, people.
Hello, world.
So anyway, it was a Redditor on Gone Wild, and she has sex tapes up, which is cool. Whatever. I think she's hot. I've been following her on Reddit for a long time. Whatever. Judge me. I don't give a fuck.
On
So-
Reddit?
Yeah.
What? So you just like added what do you mean? You're following a porn star on Reddit?
She's like on Gone Wild or whatever. So she posts naked pictures
She's
on
not a
there.
star.
She's not a star. She's on just Reddit. And so
Oh, okay. I see what
so
you're
she
saying.
puts like
She's just
Sex
your normal
tapes
everyday gal.
Every gay.
every gay Dale.
Yeah.
So whatever. I clicked the thing to buy the video. It's like $1.99, and it goes, oh, sign into your account. And I'm like, I don't think I have an account on this website. I'll make one. So type in my email, and I click it, and it's like, this email is already in use. I'm like, what the fuck? I'm like, that's
So do
weird.
you just put your email in all these?
You probably
like,
made an
different
account
websites?
a long time ago, and
You put your actual email in.
No, I have Kuwait
a-
Grips is like a whatever email, and then I have an actual professional email.
That's
so
how
you
most
use your
do it.
professional email.
No, I use my other one.
It's your alt.
Well, when you
account.
found out that Quake Grips was taken, then
See,
you switched to your
No,
professional-
you guys are
You're like
interrupting
this.
me. This is the part that I'm getting pissed about. So there's this guy that works at GameStop. His name may or may not be Pedro, and his Xbox Live account is Dankest Derp Lord. All right, now remember that. So
Okay. I forgot it already.
I go onto the website, I put my email in and it said that email's already in use. I'm like, oh, so maybe I did make an account. So I click forgot username. It sends me the username.
It sends it to Dankest Derplord.
The username for that email was called Dankest Derplord.
No shit.
And so then I had to click forgot password and it reset the password. And I log into it. And the porn that was on that account was the weirdest fucking shit.
It's like Mario and Luigi.
So
and
was
shit.
this
Like,
something you say you have to pay for this stuff?
Yeah, it's like 99.
So this kid was using your
He was
paid
using
account.
my email. Like, my email he used to make an account on this website.
How do you get your password?
He works at
No,
GameStop.
he didn't get a password. He just used my email
He
to
works
do
at
it.
GameStop, so he knows your email.
It's got to be what it is.
That's
That's
gotta be what
smart,
it
though.
is.
That's smart.
It's fucking sketchy is what it is.
Yeah. Well, what if he forgets his password? He's got to send it to you.
Yeah.
Right.
That's the thing is like,
Well, then
I don't know how we made
when
it.
people shop at GameStop, he's got like an array of emails that he can use. It doesn't bother him, guaranteed.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're fucked, Chaz.
Someone's using it for porn.
Guaranteed. It might be me.
Can I check my email?
Yeah.
So yeah,
There's
that's
a bunch
my
If anybody
reset
forgot their
passwords.
password.
Yeah.
that's my email story. I'm actually quite upset about it. I'm gonna confront him next time I go there. I mean, I don't go to fucking GameStop anyway. It's a waste of goddamn time and money. So can't
Yeah,
wait for
yeah.
that business to fucking shut down.
I mean, look, you can
Sorry,
buy
Dave.
everything digitally. Like there are things I do go to GameStop for. I mean, I like physical copies sometimes. If it's a game that I know I'm gonna trade in, like a yearly game, like a Madden or something, I want to buy it physical because I just leave it in the drive.
Yep.
It's the only physical I usually play, and then I can trade it in, even if it's for a little bit of money. I'm trading it in for next year's game. What are you doing over there?
Stretching.
Oh,
Just go
Okay.
GameStop dumpster diving.
that doesn't. I don't think that's a thing anymore. Like I don't think you
Nope.
can do it.
What's-
And what's
Dumpster
weird
diving
is
at
they
GameStop.
they used to throw out a whole bunch of like good shit, like shit that would actually still work,
yeah.
and people would do that on YouTube, like jump into the dumpsters behind GameStop and they would pull shit out and just get a bunch of shit for
Like
free.
old consoles and shit, right?
Yeah, and some of the stuff worked. Like a lot of the stuff, like with discs, they'll scratch them or they'll break them or whatever,
So that nobody can enjoy them
and they cut the
afterwards.
cords.
That's
yeah,
so cunty.
yeah, it is.
Yeah.
What
At
is
that
the
point,
of
just
that?
give them to people that can't afford to
Yeah.
buy a fucking $60
Yeah, just-
video game.
Just
every
have a
time.
fucking bin, like one of those Walmart bins where the $5 movies are, and just be like free shit.
Those are the best.
Walmart still makes money off those, even though like nobody
Yeah.
has DVDs anymore.
Why couldn't GameStop have one of those? And even if it was like a $5 bin,
They'd still be making money.
yeah,
Yeah.
it's stupid. It's just some company policy that they have
Wow, it's
that
really-
hasn't
It's
been
fucking
changed.
cunty, dude. That's why I don't like GameStop. I miss. I like Infinite Lives, but that's like almost exclusively retro gaming.
Yeah,
And I was only in that scene for like a year before I was like, this is fucking dumb.
I mean, it gets boring. Like, look, there are great games, but the
You can only play them
replayability,
so many times.
the replayability of those older games is just it's not there. And if you have if you want to play Super Nintendo or something, you can play it on a fucking browser.
Yeah.
Like you can just go to a website and play Super Nintendo games. Like you don't need a Super Nintendo. If you want N64 games, I mean,
Project 64 is for free. It's an
Yeah.
emulator.
there's still
what I
ways to
used.
do it. You
But
can
I had
emulate anything pretty much.
Yeah.
But I do like the feel of an N64 controller. Like there's nothing. They're
It's
so
probably, like,
cool.
one of the few. I
They're
can't
so
fucking
weird.
stand
That's
those
why I love it.
controllers.
I love the fact that you can like in Pokemon Stadium, there's like mini games where you hold it like this, and then you hold it like this, or you hold it like this, because there's the 3 different handles, and it's fucking. Well, if you're listening, you don't know what the fuck I'm talking about right now at all. But there's 3 different
Some people
handles.
might. On a Nintendo 64 controller.
Yeah, but there's the 3 different handles, and you can hold it with each one.
Yeah,
Like
there
that.
was one
There's
in the
the
middle. There was 3 handles, but there was one in the middle.
yeah.
So there was like
Like,
3
there's
different
a-
ways to hold it.
There's a mini game with Ekans in Pokemon Stadium where you would use the directional pad to aim, and then you would pull the stick down and flick.
Yeah.
So you're using 2 different directional inputs for the mini game. So like you're holding it in a weird way. It's pretty cool. You wouldn't be able to do that. Like, I mean, I guess you could do it on a regular controller. You would use like the stick.
Yeah, I still tell people to this day, like, the N64 is one of the best.
It's an amazing console.
Ever.
It's got great games too. I mean,
My dad has a really nice Android tablet, and I put a PlayStation 1 emulator on that for him. He just plays Doom and Alien Trilogy.
Some of the games that are PlayStation 1 games are coming to like mobile devices. Like mobile devices are getting serious graphics now. Like like Final Fantasy 7 is on phones.
I have it on an iPhone.
I feel like it would just be a pain in the ass to play on a phone.
I'm sure it is.
Final Fantasy 7 is actually works really well.
I mean, that's not like a demanding game as far as controls, you know?
That reminds me, I'm going to install that now.
But like, you're not going crazy. It's not like a shooter. You don't have to go crazy with controls, you know? Maybe eventually phones will just have super good fucking graphics, and that's all people will have, you know?
Mm-hmm.
They'll never get rid of consoles. I hope.
No, remember when that was the thing, though? When they were like, mobile gaming is the future?
Yeah.
And I think mobile gaming still makes up most of the gaming.
I like the idea of the Nintendo Switch.
You need a controller in your hands, though.
Yeah, exactly.
But the Nintendo Switch feels like a controller in a way, like, kind of.
Weird.
But it's also mobile, and it can be a console. I think they have the right idea with that.
They just need to not make, like, they need to make more than just Mario and, like, whatever the fuck, like, all the original Nintendo games that they continue to make year after year.
They're definitely working on it. I mean, they have Doom, like Payday 2 is coming out, Skyrim's on it.
Until I can play fucking, like, Grand Theft Auto and, like, Red Dead Redemption.
I'm sure you eventually will be able to. I'm sure it'll be downgraded, like a downgraded version of it, graphically.
Yeah, just like the fucking 2K games. WWE 2K and NBA 2K look like absolute dog shit on the Switch, apparently.
They're just dropped down ports, basically, is what they are.
God of War and, what is it? Yeah, the new Red Dead. They're both coming out this year, aren't they?
Red Dead's supposed to come out in October, I guess, now.
So good.
Red Dead got pushed back again.
Which is the only game I've been looking forward to, so it keeps getting pushed back.
I just want Super Mega Baseball too.
That just means it's going to be better.
We talked about that when Aaron was here. That is literally the only game this year that I'm buying day one.
That's what I'm doing,
Baseball too.
Oh, what is it?
Super Mega Baseball?
Never heard of
2.
it. But I'm talking about Red Dead. That game I'm buying.
I'll buy that too. I thought I was going to buy Dragon Ball Fighter Z day one, and I didn't. I mean, it's fucking $60.
Well, you can buy everything digitally now, so like I don't have to worry about
I could just buy it now.
or fucking standing in a line.
Yeah,
like
I
GameStop
could,
or some shit.
Exactly. I could literally be playing that game like a half hour from now.
Right.
You know, without going anywhere. And you can do it on your fucking phone.
Is Nintendo still doing cartridge or is it disc?
It's a little cartridge, like a tiny little fucking...
Does Nintendo stick to cartridges solely so that people can't, like...
Pirate them?
Pirate the game, yeah.
Maybe.
It's substantially more difficult to, like...
I feel like cartridges are harder to fuck up, though, now. Like, I feel like with a disc, you could scratch it accidentally. Like, I don't think a cartridge really.
They just don't want people like stealing the game and like and then putting it out for free.
Right.
Whereas with a disc, you can just probably, and I mean honestly, like you're just downloading the whole game. I'm sure people can figure out how to make copies of the whole game and send it to others.
The whole way it works
is obviously a thing now, though. But
it's weird that it's all tied to your account, like the way that works. It seems like it would be easy to bypass. But it's not.
Well, I have friends that get
like the DRM and stuff like that. It's you can't bypass that kind of stuff.
Well, I'm sure they thought it all through.
Yeah.
But what's crazy too is that if you lose your account,
who was that?
Who's who?
You know what I'm talking about.
I don't know.
He's on
World Star.
Oh, he's on Instagram. There's a girl's butt. I liked it.
He's on World Star.
Skip right past that.
Well, I have a friend that puts homebrews and stuff on his Wii and Wii U and all that. And he gets emulators installed on there.
B-Fam's talking to me.
I don't give a fuck.
He hasn't been on. Yeah, he hasn't been on.
Or is he pretty lame that they didn't watch the video for that one though?
He reads my messages out loud.
See how they reacted to Toznabowski. Yeah, I thought the same. Classic George. It really is. Period. He was being stern.
The last one's just right now.
Doing anything
All
tomorrow?
the rest of the stuff was the end of a conversation that you just read to the world.
Text back, yeah, busy.
Yeah, busy.
Can you scroll up a little bit?
No, that's
No,
my
because
conversation.
we were talking shit about you.
Yeah,
Well,
we were
yeah.
like, yeah, he's a faggot. That was the last message.
Oh, you're gonna get in trouble for that.
What, for saying faggot?
Yeah, people
Why?
don't like that nowadays.
They
Who
don't
doesn't
have
like
to.
it?
They don't have to listen to this. They can literally press pause or press stop right now.
So they can leave
Can we
a
say
comment.
anything?
What?
Can we say anything?
Can we say anything?
What?
I mean,
Don't
we
say
can.
the
And now
N-word.
Jake's on, what is this, Snapchat?
We can say anything. It's. I mean,
You shouldn't. say
we
it.
just we're gonna say what we feel. I know what he wants. He wants something controversial.
He wants to
I
say
want
it's
something
No, he
controversial.
does.
Kenny
What?
loves
Lenny.
controversy. Lenny loves controversy.
What are you
I
looking
feel
at
like
right now?
you would be.
I
like,
got a
one
bunch
to
of
have, like,
Snapchats from Kaylee.
the worst Snapchat, like, on the face of the earth.
Me?
Yeah.
What is fentanyl? Haven't you talked about that before?
Yeah, it's fucking
Fentanyl.
amazing.
It's like heroin times like 50.
It's an opiate that's so strong they have to measure it
This
in
is
micrograms.
hilarious. $10 million worth of fentanyl found stuffed in fish fillets.
Like
What?
McDonald's fish fillets? If you're gonna
I
hide
assume it's just for transport of some sort. Several slabs of fish.
it. That's not good.
That's such a terrifying drug. Like, fuck that.
That's what's killing everybody.
Yeah.
I was reading about the story I told about it was when there was a drug bust in Seattle about fentanyl, and this cop thought it was like dust and stuff on him, so he brushes it all off, and he ended up smoking a cigarette or biting his fingernails or something, and there was fentanyl like on his fingers and stuff,
Exactly what I said.
and he got so much of it in his system that he ended up overdosing on it, because like you need a very 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 tiny amount to get high off of that.
50 times more
Micrograms, you
powerful
said?
than heroin.
What's that?
You said micrograms?
Yeah. So like the same way they measure LSD,
You're talking about what?
fentanyl.
That's how potent.
Yeah, it says
And it's
50
a
times
finger.
more powerful than heroin. It's a lab produced in China and Mexico.
It's gotta be
Often-
fucking amazing.
That's so dumb.
The drug is cheap, so many dealers are even pressing it into fake oxycodone pills on the black market.
That's some shit.
Glad
that,
I don't do that shit
If
anymore.
you just try this,
Holy
by itself,
fuck.
you're probably gonna die.
Oh,
Unless you've done
guaranteed.
So
anything
Prince and
to
Tom
that.
Petty have both been attributed to their deaths have been attributed to fentanyl.
Lil Peep
I believe
died
it.
too.
Is he the one that was friends
He's one
with
of the new upcoming rappers that I didn't care for.
I didn't
He was
listen to
okay.
him. I didn't listen to
He had a couple decent songs. He had one decent song. that
He's
I
one of those upcoming rappers that I didn't listen to.
Because there's so many of them now.
Well, if you're on Instagram and you look like a fucking asshole, then you're famous now. So that's all that you have to do. There's that one kid that has fucking rainbow hair and has 69 tattooed all over his fucking body. It's like you will become like once the music industry decides that you're not making them money anymore, you're gonna fall off the face of the earth and you're gonna look like a fucking retard.
Is that Lil Pump?
It's fucking what's his name? 6ix9ine, I think's his name.
I mean, all you're
Gucci
doing.
gang, Gucci gang, Gucci gang,
Yeah, that
Gucci
kid's
gang, Gucci
fucking
gang,
beat,
Gucci
too.
gang, Gucci gang, Gucci gang. My bitch love doing cocaine. Gucci gang, Gucci gang, Gucci gang. That fucking shit.
All right,
Music is so
We're
bad.
gonna get copyright.
well,
strikes.
because that's what the music industry does now. They pick fucking people that they know they can make quick money off of. They'll get them on the billboard. They'll put them on the billboard regardless of their actual popularity. Then they'll sell that fucking song for as long as it fucking runs out. And then as soon as that song's up and they're not making any good songs anymore, they're fucking gone. And that's why I guarantee you a year or two from now you won't hear about these fucking people ever again.
Yeah.
Cuz it's
Whatever
not about
happened
making
to-
quality music anymore. It's about making money.
It amazes me that Justin Bieber still is like famous. And
Whatever happened
Well,
to
Justin
I would
Bieber
suck
actually,
his dick
for whatever
right now.
reason, is making actually decent music because he's actually like he makes songs that aren't terrible
Yeah.
compared to the music that's coming out now.
Compared to what he used to make, too.
And he's been around since he was
what
fucking
happened to
like 16.
whatever happened to Soldier Boy?
He
Didn't he
made-
have one song?
Soldier boy up in
Well, the thing is,
Dude,
but they make
when-
these people millionaires.
When you say the name of yourself in your song, you're a piece of shit. You're fucking retarded. Like
Soulja
that is
Boy?
the dumbest bullshit I've
But
ever
you're
heard.
also a millionaire.
Yeah, for
Like-
some reason.
Like, even Nickelback doesn't stoop that low.
No. Dude, imagine
Like,
if Nickelback said
on
their
the
name.
track.
Imagine if Nickelback said their name in every song.
Nickelback.
Rage Against the Machine just says their name in every song. It's fucking genius, honestly.
That music, I feel like, will like make its way back to the top eventually. I think rock music will end up. Maybe not. Hip hop's kind of huge, but like,
There's a
I would like to see rock make its way back into like a
The
mainstream.
metal will live on.
Look, I
there's
don't.
a lot of rock and blues rock and garage rock bands that are making waves, like Blackberry Smoking at the Alabama Shakes. The Black Keys are always relevant. The White Stripes retired, but
See, I don't even know what is popular now because I don't listen to like the radio.
It depends on who you're listening to, I guess. Like, there's one band that
Like-
isn't terrible that gets played all the time on
To me, it's
mainstream,
like what
hip-hop
you
radio.
listen to is what's popular. Like what
right.
your group of friends listens to is what's popular to
except
you.
for Porcupine Tree, it'll never be popular.
Like, there's still a Billboard chart and shit, right? Like that's still a thing.
Yeah, they have Billboard.
So there is like a number one song right now.
Yeah.
And I would have
It's
no
probably
fucking idea
Havana.
what it is. It's what?
Havana. Camila Cabello.
Who the fuck is that?
She's
You're
just
fucking speaking
some
gibberish
fucking-
right now.
That
She's
is
actually
literally
good.
that sounded like another language.
No, she's actually good. She's hit, like,
Abella Cabell Cabana or something.
yeah, no, she's
Tamale,
not bad.
tamale, 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 tamale.
I try to listen to as much like music as I can, so I like
Know what's
am
going
not
on.
just that kid that like listens to one genre and hates every other
Yeah,
genre.
you're not that one kid. And
Yeah.
you know who I'm talking about.
Who's
Yeah.
in
Only listens to death metal and
Yeah.
thinks everything else is shit.
Who's in charge of determining? Who's in charge of determining what music's top? Whatever.
Is it who I'm thinking of?
There's probably a board of some sort that like you can there's analytics,
Yeah.
you know, like you
Top
could
rated.
see you could see
Is it that guy?
Yeah.
does it start with a B?
Yeah, it does.
Yeah. It's exactly who I'm talking about.
But
Yeah, we like Aaron was just on here and we were talking about
We talked about music for a while.
yeah, like the whole third part was all music.
like
you'll
straight-
never see metal like it'll never become like one of those number one musics, but it's
No.
still like the most talented musicians
It
in the
was-
world
I
are playing
mean,
metal music.
It
though.
depends on what you consider
Depend-
metal.
Right. Okay. Yeah. I loop a lot of like just any
'Cause-
technical guitar playing into metal music.
Like because Black Sabbath has been number one before and they're kind of considered metal, right?
They are considered.
I don't
metal.
really even listen to metal, I guess, anymore though. Depending on how like you look at what you consider metal. Like I listen to a lot of like
Well,
just
there's a million subgenres.
yeah. I don't know. There's so many subgenres now. Like I listen to a lot of instrumental stuff more than I do anything else now.
Like
when I'm
animals,
listening.
niggas.
Dude, Scale
Yeah.
the Summit is fucking great.
Scale the Summit, like Polyphia is wicked good.
Mhm.
Fucking
What's that?
Pliny is nasty.
What's that band you guys told me to get into the other day? Was it 3?
3. Yeah.
3 is old.
Yeah, they're kind of like
They're
Cody and
Cody,
Cambria.
yeah.
Yeah. The End Is Begun, I think, is the album.
All That Remains, I think, is one
I
of the
love
songs.
all that. Remains.
That's what it's called. I think we said Beginning of the End or something on the last podcast. It's actually called The End Is Begun.
Gotcha.
It's the end is begun.
Yeah.
Yeah. Beginning of the end though is Into Eternity.
It's by Into Eternity.
Yeah.
That's a good song. There's Timeless Winter is the song I wanted to mention when we were
Timeless
talking
Winter's
about
really good.
we were talking about Stu Block and Into Eternity and how he had this crazy range and now sings for Iced Earth.
Yep.
Timeless Winter is the song that I wanted to plug because
He
that
shows
shows
off every
that
one
shows
of
his
his
vocal
vocals,
range.
yeah.
Yeah, completely. It goes from like screams basically in the verse to like a low growl in the like pre-chorus, and then the chorus itself is sung, and then it goes into like a air raid siren kind of
Yeah.
like falsetto thing.
He's insane.
He's an unbelievable singer. What are you doing there? Taking
I'm
photographs.
taking pictures of Christian without him
Well, like-
knowing.
Without me knowing. Who's
Tell-
this getting sent to?
Tells him that he's taking a picture.
Snapchat.
Just in general.
I'm sending it to
Instagram.
Team Snapchat.
About to get
Okay.
famous on Instagram. There's so many girls that are famous just from Instagram, showing their ass and
That's
shit.
all they have to do. That's why I wish I was a girl. Because then I'd be famous.
And you just show your butt.
I'd get naked.
I wish I was a girl so I
For
could.
money.
I wish I could empower myself by just riding black cock.
Yeah.
That's what you want
I
to
mean,
do?
you could.
If you were a
Or
girl, that's
like
what you'd
just
be doing right
just
now?
multicultural dick. Yeah.
Well, dude, like
Would you?
it's an option either way. Like you could do that. You just
No,
gotta
'cause the
you just
thing
gotta
is-
believe in yourself.
Right, if you believe strong enough, I'm sure that you'd look just juicy and delicious
Yeah,
to
like
somebody.
one
out
of
there.
these days you'll
Like
get
a nice
you'll,
pair.
Yeah. One of these days you'll get the dick you've been longing for.
No, the thing is, it's like if you're a guy and you're like, yeah, I'm fucking a woman from every culture for empowerment.
Challenge.
For a challenge. You're gonna end up getting Harvey Weinstein eventually because you'll get so much traction and money that they'll be like, I need a piece of that.
Yeah.
I don't think anybody in the world's making money by banging any people of all ethnicities. If that was a job, there would be so many people doing that right now.
I mean, that's what porn stars do, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, but people don't. I feel like that's just bad juju. Like if you do porn, people frown on you a little bit.
Yeah, they can frown upon me while I'm living in fucking Beverly Hills with a nice house and a
Yeah,
cute
but I
puppy
feel
and
like
stuff.
how many? Okay, and realistically, coming
Most
from a guy that's never watched porn a day in his life, it's just assuming that
Such a fucking
there's not
bag of shit,
millions of videos online. Like every one of those people that have done porn are not making hundreds of thousands to millions.
No,
you know
but
what I mean?
I would be one of the ones with the confidence and the swagger to be Billboard #1.
Yeah.
What would your porn name be?
Something steel with
Jake Gyllenhaal.
It'd be Kuwait Grips.
Wait, no. What's the other guy's name? What you say it was
What?
What was that guy's gamer tag?
Dankus Derp Lord.
Dank as Derp Lord.
No, I'd be Kuwait Grips. And
You'd have those weird porn titles like Dank as Derp Lord versus Sasha Grey.
I wish. She's an author now.
If it was
she
up to
pulled-
Jake,
See, she pulled a thing where she retired from porn and then went off the grid and did like
Does she write about porn, like
underground
the porn
modeling.
industry?
No, she wrote about how she was coerced into doing degrading sexual acts for money, and it's like, bitch, nobody coerced you into anything. You were a multi-millionaire,
Yeah.
and now you're just ashamed of it because people
mean,
make fun of you about
It's
it.
like you've talked about how much you cum in your videos.
Oh, fuck my fucking white, fucking tight, fucking ass. Oh my god, I love
you're
your
yelling
fucking
that in the
cock.
camera, dude. You gotta be ready for people to backlash a little bit and be
Dude,
like,
she's the loudest.
Yeah.
Like she just constantly yells, and
She's straight up, she's like the Tom Brady of porn, and she's
Yeah.
ashamed of it.
Tom Brady.
It's fucking
She is the
obnoxious.
franchise. She's the
For
franchise, dude.
You're taking her first. If there's a porn fantasy draft, you're taking Sasha Grey first.
Number
overall.
one, yeah.
Every
she is a
time.
first ballot Hall of Fame.
she's a first round pick.
Yeah.
First ballot Hall of Fame
Yeah.
porn star, easily.
Like 4-time first team All Pro, 5-time Pro Bowl, and
least
6-time
5-time Pro
Gangbang
Bowl.
champion. It's just fucked up, man. It's like people need to just stop giving a shit about what other people say, because
I
there was that
feel like
one
it
porn
depends
star-
on how weird as shit you're doing though. Like you were mentioning earlier, how your fantasy is mainly per usually incest porn.
No, that's not my fantasy. That's what I jerk off to.
Yeah, there's a
There's
difference.
a huge difference.
but,
No, I want.
so like
my-
if you're,
You want to know what my fantasy is, Christian?
I guess.
I want to wake up next to you in the morning and make you a nice breakfast and just jerk you off underneath the kitchen table while you watch the news.
While I watched it.
What do you mean by nice breakfast? You talking sausage?
Talking
Sausage
omelet,
pancake.
talking some
Yeah.
bagel from Bagel Shop, some nice freshly squeezed orange juice, some Colombian coffee.
We can get together. We can make this happen.
We could get this.
No,
As long as it's on camera and I play your brother.
you kind of look like him. Maybe
have a
that's why I
brother?
find you so attractive.
You have a brother?
He lives in Jacksonville. Hey, Frank.
Shout out to Frank.
Shout out to Frank.
Frank the
Jones.
brother.
No, there was a porn star that committed suicide like a month or two ago.
August Ames.
Thank you, Chaz.
Because she, I can fill you in on that.
Chadley.
We have a
Here,
Yeah,
you
here we
can
go.
talk.
Get in there.
Yeah, hop right in here.
So August Ames was a porn star, and she was talking on Twitter, and what happened was she refused to do a scene with a gay man because she just felt like nervous about it because she didn't want to have sex with gay people because he could have had AIDS or something.
He also refused to get a STD test.
Yeah, and
That was the other part. Was
That
he
seems
had,
sketchy.
he had done gay scenes.
It's a red flag.
He had done gay porn
Nothing
scenes.
says that I have an STD more than not
Yeah.
wanting to get tested for
Yeah.
an STD.
So she refused to
Or
do the scene, and this is juicy.
You gotta tighten it up there.
Yeah, I was worried about that. I feel like I'm falling off.
Tighten her up there.
But,
I've been tugging on it pretty hard though.
It's
yeah,
'cause-
she refused to do a scene with a guy because he refused to do an HIV test or STD test because he had done scenes with gay porn stars that had caught
That had
STDs and
AIDS.
HIV and stuff. So she put it on Twitter saying, "Yeah, I'm not doing this film anymore." People fucking flamed the shit out of her. How
Well-
did she kill herself? Was it in a fun way or a sad way?
I believe
Oh my god.
See, I'm allowed to joke about that. I'm a
We're
survivor.
allowed to say stuff.
I can't remember, but there were a bunch of like reactions. Like my favorite part were the progressive porn stars that were like, "I only wish we had more time to educate her." So like,
Jesus Christ.
Well,
Progressive porn stars. That's an oxymoron.
What's funny is that like a lot of guys get into porn thinking they're just gonna bang girls, but they end up having to do gay porn too.
Yeah, typically
Yeah.
I feel like I think that they have to do it before they actually get into like the straight.
It's like an
shit.
initiation.
Yeah, like you have to put a dick in a butt.
It's like if
a-
you want to
a
have
man's
sex
butt.
with the sexiest women on the internet, you
Well, I
have
feel
to take
like-
it in the ass.
You,
guys
have to
knocked-
be able
you guys
to
knocked the
perform
camera.
on camera.
You guys knocked the camera off.
Yeah.
Yeah, when I open the fridge.
Get us back in the shot there.
Thanks,
you have
Daddy.
this sitting on. You have this sitting on the
I have it on a.
Can we go for? Can we? All right. Can we just start from one?
start from one?
Can we take a break?
We actually have to take a break soon.
Definitely.
can't get this to stay.
He can't figure it out. He doesn't know how to do. He's not the. This is not the young Jamie I was asking for.
No.
That should do it.
Am I even on there?
Yeah, you're there.
Oh, come on now.
I had to get Jake in there.
I don't need to be on this.
Doesn't need to be in there.
Well, you're all
They can. They can
I'm
jump.
ashamed to be on this. To be honest,
This
you
is
can just. Can you just?
Can you blur me out?
I just wanted to grab a big
What?
I just wanted a beer.
What?
What? I'm ashamed. What? Are you uncomfortable with your sexuality?
I'm a very progressive person nowadays,
What's that mean?
and I feel like I'm just kind of above you guys.
Yeah.
Like you guys are here, and I'm sitting up here.
Right. Somewhere
like,
around.
morally.
Is it because you don't say the N word?
I don't know.
Not even a
I
little
don't
bit.
think anyone said the N word yet.
I don't
And
say
I
it.
think that's a good thing. Yeah.
If I
Keep
I'll
it
be
that
the
way.
first.
can I
Don't.
no
No.
Bad Lenny.
No, Chad. Chad Lenny.
How progressive are you? Would you adopt a refugee
I wouldn't.
with
no.
a criminal record?
I would not.
Oh, okay. Well,
I think if you're just saying the N word just to say the N word, it's not insulting.
the N word.
Like, is it really insulting if you're not
It's-
actually insulting
Are
someone?
you saying
Everything is insulting nowadays, so that's what you have to learn. Like, no matter what you say, which, like, obviously, like, I'm
But like, depending
I'm
on
not,
context,
like-
like
for all that bullshit. Like,
Context is a
but
big
people like just are so sensitive to everything now. Like, you can't say a fucking word
yeah,
without it. Like, gets twisted up. But like, once again, it just all flows back to the fucking beautiful media making a bunch of money off of
it's
fucking
all those microaggressions.
like, okay, like I did some like reading in on this shit because we had that bad school shooting in Florida or whatever, but so CNN and all these other fucking like big media companies are saying that we've had 18 school shootings since the beginning of this year, and they go into no detail about any of these other school shootings. So why are we only hearing about one of these 18 school shootings that we've supposedly had? And I went and looked in, and like there's been no like fatal school shootings. Like, it's typically like a college campus. There's been like 4 like on campus suicides. There's been there's been times where there's a bullet has gone off accidentally on like 2 or 3 occasions, and they're lumping these all into these school shootings. So you're taking something that's already terrible that's happening in the country, and you're amplifying it so that people are losing their minds over it.
that's what it is.
So you can like push
it's
a
for
point.
a story. It's
Right.
for a story.
Like,
it's for
you're
ratings.
amplifying something that's already terrible. So these people are going through terrible things in their lives. People that are actually dealing with these problems, and fucking then you got the news like just amplifying this, making like the United States think that we're in this terrible country that we actually aren't living in. You know what I mean?
I love how after during the shooting, you got the people who were filming it, right? Like, the people in the school. And I love how the journalists were like, "Are you okay? Can we use your footage for the news tonight?" and like, sir, you may be dead, but hey, could we use your footage? We'll give you credit.
Yeah.
It's all for article clicks, and it's for
Money.
news ratings.
It's for money.
It's for ratings, yeah. And
It's
what's
awful.
crazy is that I heard about it, but I can't go like a half hour now on anywhere on the internet without seeing that dude's face.
Boy, you
Like,
know,
even on
what
Reddit or
else,
something,
like
you'll
they
see
want to
memes.
push these
Motherfuckers
issues.
don't-
They want people to care about these issues, and like everybody that doesn't like believe in gun control laws, which is probably more than like 90% of the United States actually doesn't want like huge gun control laws. They want to like make everybody feel bad about this, but at the same time they're desensitizing the United States to these issues, because when you hear something over and over again, I bet you the 100th time we hear about a school shooting this fucking year, people are going to stop fucking caring that there was a school shooting, because it's like, okay, there's already been a million of them, why the fuck
Yeah.
do we care now? Like, it's nothing new. Like, you're going to desensitize the United States to any violence that's happening, because that's all we hear about
Mhm.
constantly. You have to throw some good things, and you know what I mean? A puppy's got to be saved at some point before
Yeah.
people stop fucking giving a shit.
Well,
Yeah, because all the news is talking about is how awful this country is.
that's exactly what I was going to say.
And it all goes to Trump. And it's like, Trump doesn't, he's just an ass.
Right.
He's fine. He's just kind of a dick sometimes.
yeah.
But it's like,
He's
how
just
much
goofy.
control does
He's
he
just
have
kinda
over
goofy.
that guy that just shut up his school? Not much, you know?
And like, what would taking guns? Okay, if you take guns away from civilians, like illegal arms distribution will always be a thing. That's
It
why
is.
drugs are still a fucking thing. You're not going to control illegal gun distribution. You're going to make it worse, and you're going to send a bunch of
gonna
people
make-
to jail.
You're gonna make
you're gonna-
people. You're gonna make the people who aren't bad with guns
Bad.
completely unsafe.
And you're going to make it illegal for good people that are carrying guns to carry guns. Like,
Mhm.
the only way to stop a bad guy with a gun is for a fucking good guy to have a gun.
Yeah,
My favorite is, Lenny knows what I'm talking about because we both go on 4chan on Paul, and they talk about definitely anybody in Europe they'll have a post like this, any shooting whatever, they'll be like, oh, good thing that United States has guns, so they have all these school shootings. But then I remember there was a van of peace. Was it in Spain where somebody stole a fucking van and crashed into like an outdoor restaurant, killed like 12 people, like killed like 4 kids, and then they got out of the van and started stabbing people and shooting people, and the police in Spain don't fucking carry guns, so they had to wait for the military to show up, and something that could have been resolved within a couple hours ended up being like a 6, 7, 8 hour thing where tons of people died. And it's like, oh, well, we didn't
Too
have
bad
guns.
we have all these gun control laws.
well, it's
Good
not
thing
even.
nobody can carry guns.
It's not even just guns either, though. Like, there's people driving trucks into giant masses of people.
Yeah.
Like,
Right.
you can't really.
Wasn't there? It was London Bridge, right, where a dude just fucking plowed a.
Well,
like
you
a
can't
giant
stop
semi.
those people.
You can't.
What you need to do is, well, I mean, you're never going to stop crazy people.
You're
There's
not
always
ever
going
going to stop that.
people.
Yeah.
That's all there. There are so many people, and there's always going to be a percentage that are fucking crazy, and there's always going to be a percentage that want to kill people to be famous.
Yeah, but when, well,
Yeah.
right. Well,
Psychopaths.
that's a great point. Like you just made, like to be famous. Like
Mhm.
when the media is amplifying these things, then the next
That's what it
crazy guy
does.
sees it and is like, "Wow, look at this guy that just did this. Look at how much
It's-
he's being shown right now.
Even if they
I can
die.
do this." And these lonely
do it
kids,
better.
yeah, I can do better than this.
The dude
So
who
like,
shot John Lennon. You think he did that because he didn't want to be famous? He wanted to be.
No, he
famous.
read Catcher in the Rye.
Yeah, Catcher in the Rye.
And then he shot John Lennon.
they
Well-
gotta blame it on something. They always have to blame it on something. And
I think-
honestly, if you just really tee it down, it's Trump. It's Trump's fault.
I mean,
90% of the time.
That's what they say.
Fuck Trump.
I don't have an issue with him.
I voted for him. Fuck
I
it,
don't.
man.
I don't. I don't believe that I have the intelligence of the political scope of this country to vote. So I leave it up to the rest of the population.
the rest of the people who don't have the political
Right.
skills.
Yeah, I'm responsible enough to. It's like I got in an argument with a certain woman on Facebook about politics all the time. May or may not have thrown a drink in my face at one point at a party, but but I remember when the election was going on, I put on Facebook, I go, I'm exercising my right to vote in this democratic country by not voting. She goes, well, you have to vote. And I'm like, well,
no, I don't. Clearly. I clearly don't have to.
It's like the person that I wanted to vote for, Bernie, was not running. I go, I don't pay attention to local politics. Oh, you're supposed to. I'm supposed to? I have enough shit to deal with. So I don't vote. Fuck it. I don't care.
You wouldn't be a citizen if you didn't have the choice.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
I think what I want to at least go to break with is that people, when you put someone's face all over the place just because they killed a bunch of people, it's giving them this idea of like, oh, I can leave a legacy behind, even if I die during this.
Because these are people that don't have anything.
Yeah.
And they can at least leave behind a really long Wikipedia article and a bunch of sad people. Mm-hmm. And that's enough for them.
They think that that's what their impact is. They're going to cause some sort of impact. And
that's not good. And people need to stop fucking being assholes.
Well, the media also needs to stop giving them so much attention. Just don't name the people.
They need to be real. They need to be real with the public is the bottom line. They need to be straight with us, and they need to stop.
It'll never happen.
A lot of them seem like activists.
They want to stop.
Like journalists.
Because fucking activism and protests and fucking all these fucking movements that everybody does makes fucking money. Mm-hmm. That's it. Everything is for fucking profit. Look, how many organizations from these people are non-fucking profit organizations? There's no fucking end goal besides making money.
Yeah.
At least for like the news media companies and like whatever other fucking.
I watched Chris Rock's new stand-up special last night.
Is it on Netflix?
Yeah.
Is it good?
And it was slow to begin with, and it got good. Mm-hmm. But the beginning was pissing me off because it seemed like he was perpetuating this white versus black thing. Just his entire like first maybe 20 minutes of material was talking about how the black man and like the differences between the white man and the black man and how the white man keeps him down and all this shit. And I was like, look, what you're doing is perpetuating racism. The more you talk about this, the more there's going to be this segregation, social segregation.
Well, that's what they want, though. I feel. I'm not saying that.
I feel like sure,
but I feel like they're aiming for more social segregation. But they don't want. Like, they want to be, I feel like they're aiming to be separated from us, but at the same time, they don't want to be separated us at an equal level. They want,
they claim, no,
I know what you meant.
They claim they claim they want equality, but it's like,
they want us they want white people to be at a lower social standard than they live at.
It seems that way, for sure.
It definitely seems that way.
Like the way that they go about it. Not all of them, obviously, but there's definitely this weird movement that's getting to the point where, like, the minorities seem to be like wanting to be the higher social standard, and it's fucking weird. Like, I thought we were campaigning for equality.
We're moving backwards.
Well, it's happened before. They've all seen it happen before. With color inequality.
It brings me to
look. This wasn't that long ago. Like, kids that are born now, they probably think that this segregation was a long fucking time ago. It wasn't. There's still people alive that were fucking, like, they dealt with this racism.
Yeah, there's a lady that lives at the nursing home. She's like 88 years old, and she remembers like not being allowed to go anywhere in her hometown because they had blacks only and or coloreds only and whites only.
So if we would stop talking about it altogether, stop fucking talking about it, stop being
live in a society that we have right now where people are equal.
Just stop now. And these people that are growing up now are never going to know anything about that shit. They're going to know that there was a black history and they know what happened and how it became equal. But there's not people around.
They're raising these kids to believe that white people hate them and that we're out to get them.
Yes.
Like, that's what these kids are growing up to believe is that we don't like them.
And that the racists are getting old and they're dying off.
They're basically non-existent. I believe, Kenny, what was it? The KKK has less than like 1,000 people left in the world right now.
It has like a couple.
Well, religion's doing the same thing.
Money?
Yes.
Wait, what? I said, "Are you one of them, Lenny?" And you're like, "Yeah." So.
All right, let's end with that one. Let's end with that. We'll come back into this.
Oh shit!
We'll see you guys later. Clear Shots Podcast is available on any of your favorite podcasting websites or applications. You can check us out at clearshotspodcast.com to hear any of the episodes. Also, follow us on Facebook. I think it's facebook.com/clearshotspodcast to get there. And you can also check us out on Twitter at clearshotspod. Thank you for listening, and we will see you next time.